How's it going, guys and gals? My name is Sergeant Beckett, and welcome back to another Sergeant Beckett reviews, not reacts, that's the wrong series, with my good buddy, Jed the Jedster.
Hello, I'm doing a Bane voice.
Who's become Bane for some random reason tonight.
I have decided I'm going to do a Bane impression until my ADHD tells me I'm bored of it. Oh, you think the Bane voice is your ally? But you only adopted the Bane voice. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't hear another interpretation of Bane until I was already a man, and by then it was nothing to me but blinding. That's a lie. I watched like 4 different versions of Bane before I got to like the Bane from Dark Knight Rises. Admittedly, one of those was Batman and Robin, where the most interesting thing that he did was walk around going, "Bomb, bomb."
Yeah, the only Bane I saw was from the Dark Knight Rises. That's the only Bane I ever saw.
Oh, so you're very familiar with Tom Hardy. The city is yours.
Wait, that was Tom Hardy with that Bane?
Yes, very famously. It's one of his most famous fucking roles.
Not to me, it's not evidently.
How the fuck do you not know it's Tom Hardy?
I mean,
you think IMDb is your ally?
I mean, that was something else. That was some other character he played somewhere. I was surprised to see that he was in that. But like the most famous thing from him I know him from was probably either Legend or Venom.
Holy fuck!
You
don't even know him for the time he played the Grey Twins. What the fuck?
Yeah, I said that. Yeah. That's what I meant. Legend.
Oh, that's what that's called. Fucking hell! I didn't even know the name of that movie. I mean, to be fair, I have precisely zero fucking interest in the Grey Twins, but that's not the point.
Hey, I didn't either. But I saw clips on it. I was like, this looks fucking cool.
I mean, to be fair, he is very funny in that movie. He's also very funny when he plays Charles Bronson. I still think he did surprisingly well in Star Trek Nemesis, considering how much of a pile of shit.
That's the fucking thing.
That's what I
didn't know him for.
What kind of fucking Star Trek fan are you that you don't know the fucking?
Hey, I was in my teens when I watched that. All right.
You were in your teens when you watched most things. You were only a teen 3 years ago.
No.
I think I don't know math. Fuck you. You think I fucking
3 years ago? 3 years ago, I was 20.
Fucking hell, you got old. Fucking hell! I remember you when you were a fucking teenager. What the fuck happened? Where does time go?
I'm 23 now.
Where's the time going? Where the fuck is the time going? Has it gone to the same place as my hairline? Because I'd very much like it back, please. I don't think the ADHD is kicking the habit of the Bane voice anytime soon. Apologies, listeners and viewers. You're going to be hearing this shitty Bane voice for a long time yet.
People at home, save my soul.
I don't think the people at home can help you now, Toby. They can't help you now. You might want to poke the Discord and beg them to save you from the Bane voice. Bane voice.
I'm gonna keep myself.
My partner has just messaged me on Facebook to say that I should sound demure and mindful. How the fuck do I sound demure and mindful as Bane? Oh, you think demureness and mindfulness is your ally? But you only adopted the demure. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see mindfulness proper until I was already a woman. I'm not going to finish that sentence.
What the
fuck? Oh dear. We appear to have broken Toby. Now the annoying thing about the main voice is
Yeah.
that if you go a little bit more nasal with it, suddenly you become Doctor Evil from
Fucking hell.
Austin Powers.
Fucking hell.
That's the scariest thing, Powers. All you have to do is go a little bit more nasally with the Bane voice, and suddenly, I want $1 billion. Elon Musk, hit me up. Fellow evil genius right here. No, actually, don't hit me up, Elon Musk. Stay the fuck away from me, you pedophile fuck. Don't mind me. Just getting casually political there.
So, going into today's notes...
I am casually political. Some people are seriously political. I'm just casually political. I'm just like throwing out politics like I'm just casually for it.
I'm something. I don't know what I am.
Tired. You look tired. You look tired and done with my shit. That's a world record. Not even my partner is that done with my shit, and they've been married to me for like fucking 9 years this year.
Oh dear. Oh, fucking hell. My cheeks hurt. Fucking hell.
Are you awake now? Have I woken you up sufficiently with the Bane? I'm not doing it. I've got to resist the urge to go back to it now. What the fuck? ADHD! Why now? Why now? Why do you give me the focus now? Don't give me the focus when I have to write important work emails. No, give me the focus now.
What was I going to ask before this? I was gonna ask before all that, just basically how your week's been before we get into anything.
It's been alright actually. So we literally just today, I think, have arranged stuff for like completion on the house move, the stuff. So finally, I'm going to move from this space to a completely different space. It's going to be a few weeks yet, so like you'll probably see me in this space for like the rest of Starfleet Academy, unless Starfleet Academy like fucking throws a curveball and suddenly decides, no, fuck you, you're having 10 more episodes. Yes, maybe, yeah, but no, so it's good. Also, I've been playing a ridiculous amount of Stellaris. Which is like a grand strategy space game. Basically, I want to be the evil empire, so I've conquered the entire fucking gal. No, it's hilarious. This current run of Stellaris, one of the various alien empires that I invented for it, is basically like zombie raider nut jobs.
Ah, yes.
My empire spawned right next to them.
Yeah.
So I fucking waged war on these pricks in the first like 20 years of my empire being in space. So like normally by the time I'm waging space wars in space in fucking Stellaris, I've built up like battle cruisers, dreadnoughts, fucking big spaceships of spaciness. Not this time, no. It's just like, oh yeah, here's me with my foxy little fucking Corvettes, zipping, zippity, zip, zip, pewing the fuck out of their poxy little space stations, and I'm like, oh, okay. I've just handily conquered these fucking zombie losers. No me, I guess. Yay. Other than that, I've been toying with the idea of making a movie, because fucking Markiplier and fucking Iron Lung, and the fact that I'm fucking only 2 years younger than Markiplier. And like, I get obviously that he has a ridiculous work ethic and he was really successful on YouTube and all that blah 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 blah. But I kind of look at the fact that, you know, he's like 2 years older than I am, and he's just made a fucking movie on his fucking Todd practically. Like us just made the damn thing, and I'm sat here like I haven't even finished the third novel of my fucking series yet. What the fuck am I doing? So, you know.
Well, I mean, fair enough, but you produced a lot of stuff, even still.
I know, that's just the thing. I'm very bad at looking at the stuff I've actually done and recognizing that it is stuff that I've actually done.
Same here.
I mean, in your case, my dude, like, your first fucking go out the gate was to make a fucking, like, full-on audio series with, like, 20 billion cast members. And you only went and fucking did it. Yeah. So, you know, well fucking done on that front.
And I'm learning from, I mean, not from Morningstar, but for any other series I do, I'm learning from that lesson. And, which is why the next series that's going to come out, is being
Isn't going to have 20 billion cast members?
no, and the first volume is limited to 4 episodes only.
Fair. No, I've been toying with the idea of making a sort of sci-fi horror movie,
Okay.
based a bit on the novels and stuff that I've been writing, because
Okay.
because fuck it, I could. And in theory, it's not even that complicated. So the most complicated thing about space movies is costumes, sets, and spaceships.
Yeah.
But actually, okay, so with sets, the only really complicated thing is like making it look like a spaceship. Okay, metal walls or something approximating metal walls, or walls that you can imagine, like the walls of the Enterprise D aren't metal; they're fucking cladding, basically. They're soundproof fucking padding, basically. So that and consoles are not actually that difficult. Like, you can build a console. Consoles are fine.
Yeah.
So, not an Xbox, like an actual computing console.
Yeah,
for the viewers out there
yeah.
who think I'm talking, like building a fucking black bot. Like, I'm not being funny. I remember the days, right, when fucking PlayStations and stuff looked fucking artsy. Whereas now, the fucking PlayStation 5 looks like a clamshell, and the Xbox Series X is a box. It's just a box.
I kind of like it.
I like the box. It's very simplistic. I want one of those boxes because I'm only on the Xbox One at the moment, and it's making running Star Trek Online a bitch. But the point still stands. It's a box.
To be honest, I don't know what it is, but I like a lot of boxy things. Like I feel like there's a lot of cars out there that I've often, and even both my family and my car friends alike, I've looked at it and gone, I like that car, and they've gone, are you fucking insane? So I was like, it's it's boxy. I'm like, yeah, I know, it looks nice.
I'm for some inexplicable reason reminded of the metal boxes meme from Dawn of War. I'm going to have to send you it at some point.
I don't know what Dawn of War is.
It's a Warhammer RTS from like 20 years ago.
That's why I don't follow Warhammer.
It's probably about as old as you are, so. Welcome to my world. Everybody's old. Yes, I'm old.
I never really got interested by Warhammer.
Which is strange because there are many boxy things in it. Also sci-fi. Also space horror.
Horror I'm not too fond of.
Fair. I mean, there are dudes in space armor.
Put it this way. As when me and some friends went to see whilst we were having like a group meetup, went to see when it came out the first the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie when it came out. The first FNAF, yes.
Nah.
I still didn't watch number 2, but we went to see the first one, and a lot of pretty much like that they share a lot of the same sort of genre interests, and one of those being horror.
Mm-hmm.
I don't share it, so for them this was a very light experience. For me, every single jump scare, just especially from the ones behind me, they would just see me going, and every single jump scare just jumping out of my skin. That didn't work.
Fuck. I'll have to try harder next time.
I've not mentioned once on this channel before. I've mentioned it to you because I linked it in the chat of the day. Bits of, even though I'm not a main cast in it, I'm going to promote it anyway because it's my first feature film that I'm in. I don't know what the distribution is for like outside the UK, so yeah. But it's in the if you're in the UK and coming next March, no March even, coming March is a film called Mother's Pride, a British comedy film, which I am. Well, I don't star in it, but I'm an extra in it. I'm promoting it as such because I mean I'm even visible in the trailer, and depending on how they've cut it together, I've got one of my closest ever like on-screen camera shots in that film as well. So yeah, I'll put the link to the trailer in the description so you can have a look at it, and so you guys can go off and then same dates or whatever whenever it comes out. And yeah, first feature film, hey, first theatrical film as well. You talked of games earlier. Talked some games earlier. I've downloaded some new games recently.
Ooh, what'd you get?
So I'd mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. I downloaded the twin pack of Life is Strange, Double Exposure, and Life is Strange Reunion. Because I'm come to the conclusion that actually, okay, it might be really beneficial to play the previous game before the sequel game comes out. So that's that. And then I also downloaded a game that's been on my wishlist for fucking years now. The sequel to Ghost Recon Wildlands, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I played the demo for that when it came out. I liked it, but I should never go around to having the money to actually buy it.
I've never played a Ghost Recon game in my life, and I'll be honest, modern military shooters do not appeal to me.
That's fair enough.
Because I have a lot of respect for the artistry. That's about the only thing I have a lot of respect for. You know, especially like I have a lot of friends who are into COD.
Okay.
And I respect COD.
Okay.
In the same way that I respect anything that is functional and competent and clearly worth something to some people.
Okay.
But it does not push any of my buttons.
I played COD once.
And also, I must say I do resent COD just a bit.
I do what it's become. I definitely do.
I mean, I resent it because my favorite fucking shooter franchise was Fear, and yeah, no, you've probably never played Fear.
I've never heard of it.
First Encounter Assault Recon. If you've got Steam or anything like Steam, play the original and the expansion packs for the original.
Okay.
Play the second one if you're feeling, particularly daring. Play the third one if you feel like hitting your head repeatedly against a brick wall or playing a COD clone with horror elements. It's a horror first-person shooter where it's like 70% shooter, 30% horror, but it's like really atmospheric and really well made, and it's got some of the best shooter mechanics of the year 2005. It's genuinely one of my favorite games of all time. And especially the expansion packs were really fucking good.
Okay.
But I must admit, Fear 3 was basically a COD clone. They basically changed a bunch of mechanics up for COD, and they gutted the horror elements.
Okay.
Massively, like they went from creepy, surrealist, Japanese style horror to getting John Carpenter in and being horrendously, tremendously sexist.
Fair enough.
I was not. This is not a review of Fear 3, because if it was a review of Fear 3, you would be getting one of those famous Jed yells at the camera moments. So yeah.
Fair enough. I never stuck with COD. I started, I think, with it was COD Ghosts, and after that I immediately shifted on to Battlefield 4, and I've never gone back since. But okay. Well, with all that said and done, I think it is time for us to jump in to today's review of Star Trek: Starfleet Academy, Season 1, Episode 6. Something away, bollocks.
Come away.
That's the one. Oh, so close. And so, general overview to start with. Honestly, we've ended up touching upon this sort of stuff in the last few episodes. And it's happened again. That at least for me, it has been at least as you've said, competently written enough that I've not really had much to note down. I've been pretty much satisfied with everything I've seen in the episode, and so my my overview comment was by the end of it, wow, just wow. So many different themes in this. It was intense and powerful. As usual, I'm definitely more than this is like the last one. It's one of my one of my more favorite episodes, one of my enjoyable ones. Yeah, I quite liked it, and so what about Jed? What about you? First thoughts.
Competent. Predictable in several places.
Fair enough. Okay.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
I've watched a lot of programs.
Right.
I've read a lot of books. I've read a lot of Star Trek. I've watched a lot of Star Trek. So if it's predictable, that's fine.
Okay.
A lot of the basic character arcs are very predictable at this point. A couple of the big moments were very predictable. But it was very competently executed.
I really feel about this one.
Oh no, it was though incredibly competent, and I had a lot of time for it.
All right.
So yeah, it was a competent, well executed episode of Star Trek.
Okay. And so with that, I shall now go into the deeper notes. Now, I will. Did I put this in? I didn't know. Well, so I didn't put it down. This one down, but for the general first scene of this episode, I thought to myself, I doubt Jed will entirely have fun with it with the scene, potentially. Yeah, the eye roll gives
it's like, hey, this romance that's not been very convincing for the entirety of this fucking season so far. Have a teen rom-com sex scene! Have a fucking sex scene with this romance you don't like! It's like...
Yeah.
And I just sort of sat there and I was like... I was genuinely sat there thinking to myself... Why am I watching this? I do not want to watch No.
How much did it take any strength to not skip ahead, or did you skip ahead? You skipped ahead. Okay, you just skip ahead.
No,
Okay, that's fair enough.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fair enough.
I mean, okay, one, I don't generally like those kind of scenes anyway. I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, they don't add anything to this show, so never ever have them ever. I'm like, no, have them. I don't want to watch them. I will skip past them.
Okay,
or I will look elsewhere. I will fucking write a note in my fucking phone while this fucking scene is on. I think the only interesting thing about it was the fucking when it got to the flowers moment.
I did. I literally, when that part came up, I did go. I mean, obviously, before I realised what was going on, I was like, "The fuck are they tripping on?" I thought they were having some sort of
They are high as fuck right now. I mean, they are teenagers.
So that's what my first thought was, "Are they high as fuck?" But then obviously
they're so fucking high right now.
But then I remember they were having flashes of her little device. So I was like, oh, maybe her regulators are malfunctioning, and this is something part of that or something or whatever. So this, I think this was probably one of the many plots in the episode, but not what my initial thought was going into it. From this entire first scene, I got the impression this might have been a Caleb romance heavy focused episode. It was one of the plots. It wasn't, but primarily focused on it entirely. Then, again, as per the competency I found in this episode, there wasn't much. I didn't have much else to comment on it apart from other than when it came to the starting of their activity, the activity they were getting the credits to do for that assignment. And it was between Ake and Thok, between how fast each what certain teams would work, and literally as Thok was laying down her bet, she was gonna go like boasting about how she's gonna celebrate her win. Then I think it was Darum's one of the other cadets says that the team on board have done their thing, and then Nada grins at I think either grins or chuckles at Thok, and Thok just goes, "Now I'm grumpy." That was brilliant.
I mean, I'll be honest. I will say, around this point, I found myself quite fond of the officer who went in with the cadets.
Oh, okay.
God, I like that guy. For all of the 5 fucking seconds we got from him.
I didn't have much of an opinion on him, to be. I mean, and that's to say like there's nothing that. There was nothing negative or anything that just stood out to me to make me like. So I
think this is one of those things about competency, though. Competency is invisible. Character like that is designed to serve a very particular plot function and then die.
Yeah.
Spoiler fucking warning, dickheads. He dies. You know. But no. So how best to phrase this? You go in. He immediately averts a lot of the sort of things that you expect from him being one of these war college instructors by not being a complete bellend, to the Starfleet guys. He's competent. He's, witty without being too strict. He's fun, without being unprofessional. He's just competent, And then, obviously, like, a little while later, you get to the fucking fight scene where he fucking croaks. And again, perfectly competent character who averts any of the unpleasant cliches that have come about for characters like that in the last 30 years. Which I think it's quite skillfully done, creating a character like that who, is competent and, doesn't just fall into cliche.
Yeah.
It cannot be underestimated how important it is to make characters who aren't just fucking cliches. So well fucking done for that character. Like this is the thing that I've been saying though, is competence can be invisible. It's very easy to point at problems because problems make themselves known.
Yeah.
Competence is invisible.
Okay.
This character
Yeah.
was invisible because he was so competently done. So competently drawn into the niche that they needed him for, that because he functions so perfectly, it's easy to gloss over him in favor of other things.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I was quite fond of that character.
And I mean, it's probably part of your comment again, but again, like there's nothing. I didn't have any comments on the following scenes. About with them going into. Nothing I could put into like small note words, but the aliens they were dealing with were interesting. I had that weird like faded head effect, like the glitching head effect, which I thought was quite interesting.
I have problems with how those aliens were handled.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, they're quite significant problems, actually.
Okay.
Which actually comes to a broader point about this entire episode and the way that it handles certain things. So I'm gonna
leave that till in a minute.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, suffice it to say, they were obviously a very unsettling presence. So, kudos to the episode for freaking us the fuck out, I guess.
So apart from that, and obviously the stakes of the combination and everything, but nothing of note. Anything else I noted came back until we get the I think it's the scene between War College guy, Chief War College guy, Kelrig, that's the name of the guy, Kelrig, Nala, and Vance talking, and they and they put the option down to reach out to Noose Bracker. And to which I comment, oh, no, Bracker returns? And to help? How wrong that last comment was. Then, again, going for I think for a few minutes more, we have when obviously the away team have managed to escape and find a safe space for the time being in the bridge area, I think it was. And we get from the Vulcan, of course, we get the little Spock reference of
indeed. The needs of the many.
The needs of the few, all the one. Nothing else from the rest of the scenes apart from at least don't know. We definitely see a different side to Newsbreaker, and at least I feel we do at least a little bit. And at least from my perspective, this is something that's a little bit different. And enough that at least in the initial part of the episode, I was like, I kind of this part of him right here. He's kind of a bit like wild / quirky or something. I was quite enjoying it. I had to make a note of his the nickname that they gave him for his dad used to call him, I think it was, which was a Nucifer. I thought that was quite funny. And then I did note that obviously, and then I think it was after they talked about their deal and stuff, and Vance had left, and it was just him and Nala. We get a very different side to the Newsbreaker and Nala's relationship than we do compared to episode 1. Obviously, because episode 1 was a lot more of a.
That was a battle.
Battle, sort of thing. And
I think that entire exchange was very. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
I think Newsbreaker in this was very well realised in a lot of respects. I can't help but feel if we're meant to sort of believe that Nala Arke and Newsbreaker are like Kirk and Khan. That's the vibe. That's the vibe they're going for, right? This great rivalry, right? I'm not sold on that. I'm not, because they've met twice before now, And I get, Kirk and Khan obviously met once, but the point still stands is that these characters, I don't feel, like Newsbreaker's coming in here with all like, hey, you're half Lanternite, your people don't have words for beginning and end, and it's like, bitch, how the fuck do you know any of this shit? How the fuck do you know? And it sort of made me think, oh god, I know what the reveal in the fucking finale is probably going to be now.
Okay.
But it's like it's a very well acted scene. It's a very well written scene. I'm just not entirely certain I believe it. As these two are like arch nemesis. I'm not sure I'm convinced. And maybe that's just I need to rewatch it and sort of see how it plays out. But I'm not 100% convinced. Basically.
Fair enough. But generally that entire scene, basically sort of it was definitely a bit of a tonal between those two. It was definitely a bit of a tonal shift up from the first episode between them. It was a bit that.
There was one line. Actually, there was one line from Vance. There was one line from Vance to Newsbreaker that I fucking hated.
Oh.
Yeah, Noose makes a comment about having an abusive dad, and then Vance calls Noose's dad a lucky guy because he got to beat Noose up, and it's like, I'm fucking sorry. You're a Starfleet admiral. Back the fuck up.
Back the fuck up, Charlie boy? What the fuck did you just say? Do you not remember this line?
I don't.
Okay, so
I heard it, but I don't think I
Brackus-
processed it
yeah.
fully.
Yeah, so Noose is basically like, bad guys get to do what they want. My dad got to beat me up every day. And then Vance goes, lucky guy. And it's like, back the fuck up. Back that train all the fucking way up, Charlie Vance. What the fuck, my dude? No. Nuh-uh. No way. No fucking way. No. Back that train all the fucking way up. You did not just fucking say that. Do not. That was bad. I did not like that at all. Because like, I'm not being funny. In general, I find this Starfleet's lack of compassion troubling. Because, there are things that you could do within the fiction of the universe to better demonstrate that Starfleet is Starfleet. Like Noose Bracker's entire point is, oh, you think you're better than me, and then Starfleet's not actually acting like it thinks it's better. Like, they're not going, look, my dude, you're a criminal, but there's got to be stuff that you want that we can come to a legitimate arrangement with, instead of you just being a fucking criminal. That's what I feel would have been really appropriate. Not just yeah, you're a fucking criminal and we're gonna make shitty comments at you and then be dickheads. Like, no, actually, yeah, Starfleet captains have made shitty comments in the past. I get it, but if he comes out with shit like that, where's Starfleet's compassion? Where's Starfleet's one of the things that sort of broadly sits ill with me about this episode is I don't like it when Starfleet just has villains and Star Trek just has villains, instead of people that you can understand. Like the grand tradition of Star Trek is the Klingons weren't just like one-dimensional villains, they were nuanced. You could converse with them, you could talk with them, they were understandable, relatable, even if they did ridiculous shit. The fucking Romulans. First time we meet the fucking Romulans again are nuanced, and you can have a conversation with them and be like, yeah, no, I understand these guys and why they are like they are. Fucking Arena with the fucking Gorn shows the fuck up, and the fucking Gorn are allowed to be more nuanced than fucking Noose Braca in some ways. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're allowed by the narrative to actually go, oh, fuck me, maybe these guys kind of, from their perspective, they had a point. Whereas Noose Braca, like, I'm not being funny. Is Noose Braca meant to have a point? Is Noose Braca meant to have a point about the Federation? Because, yeah, the Federation's done some heinous shit. And then there's him fucking, like, feeding kids to cannibal mutant people. So, fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
Okay.
But also, like, he's very much he's a villain. And it's like... Yeah, okay, so the first time that Star Trek properly did, unashamed, unabashed villain was Wrath of Khan, because fucking Nicholas Meyer didn't understand Star Trek. So, Wrath of Khan has basically infected Star Trek for the rest of time ever since, because people keep wanting there to be villains instead of there being, like, people that we understand. But actually, Star Trek's at its best when you understand people. When you understand that the people that you're fighting against, they're either cosmic horrors that you're never going to fucking understand, hello Vija, or they are people with motivations that you can understand and even to a certain extent sympathize with. Mm-hmm. Like I sympathize with Tolian Soren. Fucking hell, I don't even fucking mind Rafo from Star Trek Insurrection. Much as he's still kind of shitty, it's like, no. Here's a guy who was exiled from his home by his people because he basically didn't believe their orthodoxy. The Baku are cunts. They've sentenced him to die slowly and painfully. Of course he's going to be fucking pissed off at them. But, then... when you get to modern Star Trek, the Gorn are all fucking, like, xenomorph space aliens who fucking stick people in acid pods and eat them. And then fucking Noose Braka's just like, yeah, I'm just a crazy villain who feeds kids to fucking cannibal Batmen. It's like, okay. Oh, fucking okay. Also, the cannibal Batmen. Like, he comes out. Noose Braka comes out with, they don't like being the way they are. They're in pain. And Nala Arke's first thought isn't, oh, fuck me. Maybe we should think of a way to help these fucking space aliens not be in fucking pain all the time. Maybe we should, like, work on a genetic retrovirus to cure them instead of just, like, letting them be miserable cannibal space aliens. No, let's just fucking kill them all. Okay, Nala fucking Arke. Paragon of the fucking Federation right here. Yeah, let's just fucking kill the poor mutant space bat people who are in fucking pain. I get they ate the nice guy that we had earlier, but they're fucking mutant bat dudes. If you fucking unmutanted them, if you fucking figured out a way to fucking fix them up a bit, maybe they wouldn't be running around eating people, you judgmental pricks. I mean, in fucking Star Trek of old, like in fucking Star Trek of old, right? You would give people the option. Like, they fucking had the Malon, the shit trash bag Ferengi dudes from the fucking Delta Quadrant. They fucking went to them. Hey, you know, we could offer you a resolution that doesn't involve us pumping 40 photon torpedoes into your face. And then the Malon considers it, and then he's like, no. And then later on, we meet Malon who are like, yeah, maybe we don't want to have fucking 40 photon torpedoes dumped in our face. You know, they're allowed to be new, whereas these guys are just like, yeah, they're mutant cannibal Batmen. They're in constant pain. Let's kill them all. Those are brave mutant cannibal Batmen out there. Let's go kill them. I'm sorry, the episode doesn't want me to feel sorry for the cannibal mutant Batman. I feel sorry for the cannibal mutant Batman. I feel really sorry for the cannibal mutant Batman. The cannibal mutant Batman deserve better, god fucking damn it.
I think he feels sorry for the cannibal mutant Batman.
I do feel sorry for the cannibal mutant Batman. That, by the way, is your Instagram clip.
So, continuing on, the next comment after the Nala Ake and other dude scene, Noose Braka scene, there's nothing that was immediately after it, but the next thing that caught my eye was, now I don't know if they've either just made this thing as a comic in itself, or if it's a thing that already existed as a comic in IRL and they've just put it in there. It's the thing they just made for the episode, or
if you're talking about the comic,
the little TOS comic they would have had on the screen on the ship.
Yeah, I think that's AI. I think they AI generated that.
Oh.
I was looking at it and I was thinking to myself, sure as shit looks like AI generated art to me.
So I was too surprised by it to notice.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, I don't want to go around accusing people of making AI generated art for a Star Trek episode. But it kind of looks like if you said to an AI, hey, make me a Star Trek comic, and the AI made a Star Trek comic, like, it just had the telltale signs of it, and I was a bit like, or it seemed to have the telltale signs of it, because you can't really tell anymore whether something actually has the telltale signs of being an AI generated comic, but genuinely, that comic looked AI generated to me.
Fair enough. Okay.
And it bothered the ever-loving fuck out of me, because I was too busy staring at its AI generated, like you can tell it's AI generated because it's TOS uniforms. You can tell it's AI generated because you look at it and it's like, oh my god, those are TOS uniforms, and they don't even look necessarily properly proportioned. And I swear the uniforms didn't even look consistent between panels, and I was like, okay, this really looks AI generated. Why are we using AI generated art? What the fuck? Millions and millions of dollars have been spent. All right, making Lura Thok look like a fucking Jem'Hadar, and you don't have fucking $20, $30, $40 to fucking pay an artist to draw you a few fucking assets that you can reposition on a drawn background. The fuck? Because based on what I saw, you could reproduce the exact same effect basically by drawing 5 or 6 fucking still images and then repositioning them on a background in Photoshop. You could do the same fucking thing that the AI fucking clearly seems to have done. But genuinely, I looked at that and I was like, that's fucking AI. And it really, I mean, the TOS uniforms pull me out, but like the whole fucking thing really pulled me the fuck out. And I was like, also, side tangent, the entire point of the episode being that this is some really famous, well-regarded spaceship that they've all been dumped on in the middle of fucking nowhere. And it's like, I get that we've just had the burn, but if you're telling me that people have been able to go to this thing for years and years and years, and that we have in fact had all of these people who are able to go to this fucking thing and do stuff, why the fuck is it still out in the middle of fucking bumfuck nowhere? Like, why the fuck have they not moved it to, like, whatever the equivalent of the fucking Fleet Museum is? What the fuck? I'm not sold on the entire base concept of this thing being, this really famous spaceship is out here in the middle of bumfuck nowhere instead of having been, towed somewhere else. But maybe that's just me.
Fair enough. The comment I have after the potential or not AI comic part was something that I found quite interesting was I think a few scenes later when the Betazoid girl started to project herself into Caleb's head, and my first thought of that was, that reminds me, as I've been rewatching Discovery recently, that reminds me of the Vulcan Katra thing that happens between Michael and Sarek from Discovery, which I thought was kind of interesting. After that, I had a little bit giggle because as I saw as the scene went back to Nala's office with Braca playing with one of the NX. Oh, that was kind of funny. We're back to the bridge of the ship, and it was a comment a small comment on a short little bit, but I basically just said that commented that going after the species had broken through the door and were trying to get into the bridge, and then they put the force field up. Pardon me. And put the force field up, and then in putting up the force field, the guy's arm just gets chopped off. She chopped his fucking arm off. And then
again, I found that kind of predictable.
I imagine
it's actually a well-known image in this sort of genre. So
yeah, none of this episode I found predictable. None of it, which I think just more tells to our difference in perspectives than anything else.
It's almost like that's the entire reason why you get me on this podcast. Because you and I have wildly different perspectives on how this shit works.
And then
possibly be that.
Then after the few scenes, I know we've seen it before, but hey, we see the Voyager refit ship.
Woo!
It's just
Sargasso, wasn't it? She was called Sargasso.
Yeah, for the thing or something.
I liked seeing. I'm not convinced by this modern trend of calling these things by the name of their 24th century counterparts or their 23rd century counterparts. I'm not convinced by there being a 32nd century Constitution class any more than I'm convinced by there being a 32nd century Intrepid class, because I don't think broadly speaking that classes are ever reused. But then again, maybe I might be completely off the mark. I'd have to go back and look at Navy classes again. But then again, it also has been 800 years, so I guess they're allowed to have a different kind of Intrepid class now. And it did mean that, like, for those of us in the know, we kind of were immediately like, oh, I know what the fuck you're talking about now.
I didn't. And then I guess I guess this is just a tell of how I took in the few last scenes of the episode, because pretty much from like from that Roger Reef onwards, I've only got 3 lines for the rest of the 3 notes for the rest of the episode. First one, obviously, being the sacrifice made by the Vulcan cadet.
Yeah.
To save, I think it was Caleb.
Yeah.
And then also Sam not dying, but just getting hit and then going down as well. And then then I think shortly following that, we see a little example of what the Betazoid girl said, gave the reason for her little device. We saw, and because she explained it to the chancellors earlier on. We get a little shot, we get a little show of what it was that is, and she blows the brains out of those aliens. Through Caleb, and
yeah. So,
yep.
Let me think.
Okay.
So a big thing about this episode is that
before you do say that, I've got only one note left, so
go.
I'll do that one, and then you can do your stuff. And then so after that, the only thing I had for that, for the last few scenes was that one. Look, actually, the first time. It's a rare this thing happens in these review things, but one thing that I caught that I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Unless this is a different vessel they're referring to by this name. But Vance explains that I can't remember who was from, whether it was from a ship or from a station that was attacked, but that a ship named Discovery was helping with retrieving escape pods. I had to rewind that and put captions on to check that it was that, because once I confirmed, I was like, Discovery. There's one rather famous ship called Discovery to name drop, but I was fairly certain that she was retrofitted and then decommissioned. I think that's the right. The right word for reverse.
No.
What?
No. Okay. This is slightly awkward.
Okay.
Discovery was being retrofit, which means it's a fancy word for like being refitted again.
Okay.
At the beginning of Starfleet Academy. That's a completely separate thing from the retrofit, where she was turned back into like the standard Crossfield class, which is set years after Starfleet Academy. That scene at the end of Discovery is set like 40, 50 years after the rest of Discovery and indeed the rest of Starfleet Academy. They're completely different things. So right now, the Discovery under Captain Burnham is in theory zipping around the galaxy doing whatever the fuck it wants during the events of Starfleet Academy. And the only reason that they bothered with that line about her being retrofit in episode 1 was to explain why the magic fucking super ship that can zip anywhere like fucking that wasn't there in the beginning. Okay? Because otherwise it would have been.
Oh.
So naturally, that's also why they did the whole thing about the starbase not being able to get a distress call out in time. Because otherwise Discovery would have just zipped in and fought against the Virali, whatever the fuck they are. You know, so Discovery is active and happily zipping around because, you know, this is not like, you can tell this is not 30, 40 years after Discovery. This is, you know, at best 2-3 years after the last season of Discovery, because Vance is still in Starfleet, still wearing the same fucking uniform. Yeah. So
I missed that part
So it
entirely.
is the same. Yeah. So it is the same Discovery, and it is the same. It is still doing pretty much the same. Like, we can assume that Captain Burnham and co are still happily flitting around their ship doing the same shit they've always been doing.
Okay.
Which is nice to know. It's nice to know that they're still doing what they're doing.
Okay. Well, with that, yeah, that's my review done. Now, you've clearly had a few things that you wanted to say, so I'll hand over to you now, Jed.
So, I mean, I've said a lot of it already. I'm not sold on the treatment of the villains in this thing, because it's like, either Nusbraka has a point or he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't really. He's just saying, "Oh, Starfleet is bad because bureaucracy," and it's like, yeah, and you're bad because you fucking murder children. You fuck off, you prick. This is not how you write a nuanced. This is how you write a funny villain. This is not how you write a nuanced villain. I was not sold on the treatment of the mutant Batman. I was really quite sad, actually. It's like, oh, you've given me this really interesting hint that, oh, these guys are in pain. They are in constant pain, that they don't want to be this way. And you've just killed them all. Your solution to this is just murder them all. Okay, fine. I was appreciative of the fact that we've taken a few episodes to actually establish the rivalry between the War College and the Starfleet Academy cadets.
Yeah.
I think that ultimately, if you're going to have a rivalry like that, a lot of times you'll establish a rivalry and then you'll sort it in the same episode, and they did not do that with this. They established the rivalry a few episodes ago. They've kept the rivalry up, and now we are resolving the rivalry. So I was quite happy with that. Again, competent arc building. The Vulcan guy dying was predictable. And I think his death is probably going to be part of... I think fundamentally, Caleb's arc... I still don't like Caleb, but he was better in this episode. Caleb's arc is fundamentally... about learning that he can't keep being selfish, that he has to, put other people before himself. That's been his whole arc so far. Because his mother, as much as his mother obviously loved him and stuff, his mother was a fundamentally selfish person. Don't trust them, just trust me. Which is a very stupid thing to say to a little kid. Don't trust them, just trust me, And then he spends the rest of his life looking for her, and then she escapes, and then she proceeds to not find him. So she is obviously like a selfish person on a lot of respects. He has been a selfish person, and he's going to learn, well, actually, no. I don't want to be selfish. I actually want to be selfless. I actually want to be a part of something greater than myself, which is Starfleet, because actually, he says as much. He doesn't understand how that officer guy can just choose to sacrifice himself, and the answer is, because he's a fucking Starfleet officer, my guy. He's a fucking Starfleet officer doing fucking Starfleet officer things. So of course he chooses to sacrifice himself. Same with the Vulcan cadet. He's a fucking Starfleet officer. That's what they choose to do. They sacrifice themselves for the good of others. So that's going to be Caleb's arc, I think, is choosing to continue being in Starfleet because actually, doing something, giving of himself to protect and help others. And it's very competent seeding. Very competent seeding. I think it's very well done. I think some of the seeding is a bit predictable for me, so I'm gonna call it now. I think that Nala Ake's son is alive.
Okay.
I think that's gonna be one of the reveals. So either Nusbraka's reveal is about the son, or Nusbraka's reveal is about Caleb's mother. Either way, there's some reveal coming. It'll be interesting, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, functionally, it's a very clever episode, very competently written. There were some interesting things. I wasn't sold on the design of the Miyazaki. I wasn't really sold. I didn't think it was very. I think it was a bit bland. Okay. I wasn't sold on stuff like the AI comic. That bugged the fuck out of me. Little things bugged the fuck out of me. I wasn't sold on some of the morality, like for example, Vance going, "Yeah, we're gonna find this guy and end him," and I'm like,
Charlie boy, you're fucking Starfleet. Find him and bring him to justice, yes. Find him and end him? Who the fuck did you think you're some fucking, gung-ho prick from the 30th, like the 21st century or something? What the fuck? Find him and end him? Find him and end him? What is this? Is this the fucking, like, George Bush's war on terror? Are you fucking kidding me, you prick? But yeah, so I was not entirely sold on a few things in this.
Okay.
And I can't decide whether the fact that I'm not sold on it is a me problem or a problem with Starfleet Academy and the people behind Starfleet Academy. Because there's been stuff floating around, for example, about just the way that these people think about Star Trek for years now. And I can't decide whether I think it is actually a problem or it's just my personal preferences. I feel like increasingly it is an actual problem with how this stuff treats Star Trek, which is, yeah, we're just going to have them all be gung-ho and murder things and kill people.
Okay.
And it's like, and actually, no, that's not how it should be. Killing people is not something that Starfleet officers should do as a matter of course. Going out and saying, yeah, we're going to end them. No. In as much as there should ever be such a thing as Star Trek must never do X thing, I feel like Star Trek must never have a good guy member of Starfleet go, we're going to find this guy and end him. That sticks in my craw. I've written gung-ho Starfleet officers before, and when I've written gung-ho Starfleet officers before, in like Star Trek fan stuff, they've been wrong. And the point has always been that either the narrative, punishes them for their wrongness, or they realize they're wrong and step back from the brink.
Okay.
And I think it would be very boring if Nusbraka just got killed off. I think it would be more interesting if you actually had Nusbraka sort of survive and be made to do more of what he did in this episode, which was, be useful. That would be interesting. Put him in a position where it's like, no, fucko. We're going to basically make you like a combination of Hannibal Lecter and Neelix. You're going to be a prisoner, but you're also going to tell us things about the state of the universe right now, so fuck you. That would be interesting. Just killing him off would be very boring. Okay. I think they're going to kill him off. But it would still be very boring.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, fundamentally, it's a very interesting episode. It ends on a very bleak note, which is perfect because I think we're coming into the last 2 episodes now, aren't we? Like the next 2 episodes are the last 2, aren't they?
Are they not 10?
Are there 10 or are there 8?
Google.
I don't know. Google! Regale us with your wisdom, oh Google!
How many
Regale us!
episodes in Starfleet Academy
Regale us
Season
with your
1?
wisdom, oh Google. We are unworthy.
10 episodes. It is 10.
Okay, so what the fuck are they going to do for the last 4 then? Jesus. So we fucking killed Vulcan Kid. And we've got fucking Sam clearly fucking traumatized, and everybody's fucking sad.
Double check.
I don't know. Maybe next week is going to be the fucking episode with the EMH having some more arc stuff. Because we've already had a couple of episodes with the EMH being all like, I've lost people. You have to get used to losing people.
Yeah, it is 10. Oh, okay then. Well, as per usual, some rather riveting, I'd say a riveting reviewing discussion.
I'd like to hope so.
So, with that all being said and done, if my throat could behave, I think we'll leave that episode there. I'm gonna close us off here. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and leave a comment. Something civil. No bullshittery. If I detect bullshittery, not want to get any comments, you will be yeeted off into the abyss. And yeah, please go and give some go and support. That's what I'm looking for. Support Jet Stuff in the description. Man at Desk Productions, and What Fourth Wall Productions. And yeah, I myself have some stuff in the description as well. Linktree on there. Instagram, Blue Sky, Discord, other shit. Have a look. Yeah. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. I shall see you all. I shall see you, Jed, next week, and I shall see you all in the next video. Adios. Bye. That's bye. Bye. That's wonderful.
Goodbye.
Oh God.
The main voice returns to say goodbye to you, internet.